Hey there, everybody. Just getting started today on Wednesday, what is it, February 4th, and now thanks to all of our crazy snow days, we are completely off schedule. But that's okay. We can roll with the punches. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be going through what's happening next week in the lab. So because we didn't have lab on Monday and Tuesday, we're not going to have it Wednesday and Thursday because we don't want everybody to get all off schedule, and we're using produce that can go bad and get yucky by next week. So we'll be doing 2 labs next week. So it's extremely important that you come to lab next week because we're going to be having 2 labs, and then the week after that you'll be having 2 quizzes. So make sure that you're coming next week because that's going to be extremely important. If you miss 2 labs, that's double the points. So in getting started today, I'm going to go to our web page that has all of our information on it. You can do the same thing. You can go take a look at our schedule, which obviously I'm going to have to adjust now because we did not have the Lab 4 here. So we'll be having Lab 4 and Lab 5 February 9th through 12th. So the 2 labs that the lab we would be doing this week and the lab we're doing next week. The lab that we would have done this week is Lab 4 on enzymes and catalase, which I'm going to go through with you here. And Lab 5 would be DNA extraction from strawberries. So here's my general plan. I'm going to do the lectures for Lab 4 and Lab 5. That way you don't have to spend time on those in class. So when you come in next week, you can automatically get started in doing both of those labs together. I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about the group projects, and this will be something that you'll need to do next week, so you will need to bring a laptop with you. So basically I'm going to write that down because I have all these fantastic ideas, and then I will totally forget what I'm doing if I don't write them down. So I got my handy dandy little calendar right here. I'm going to remind students about laptops next week, and I'm going to see, I already don't remember what I said I was going to do. I'm going to adjust the syllabus on big picture biology, and what was the other thing that I just said I was going to do? I don't remember, but thankfully I got it all on video, so I'll be able to go back and take a look at that. So let me go ahead and get started. What's it about the group project? Okay. I guess you guys can see how easy it is to get distracted. So we're going to be looking at Lab 4, which is enzymes. Excuse me. I've got the hiccups now. And as we pull that up, you can see the PowerPoint presentation, which is right here. So let me go ahead and get that started. I'm going to go full screen, and let's go ahead and get started on that. So in Lab 4, talking a little bit about enzymes and catalase, we are going to be looking a little bit at hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide, the chemical formula for that is H2O2. So you'll see that it's, even though the chemicals are similar to water, it is definitely not water. We're going to recognize different types of enzymes and their characteristics, which will be interesting as we talk about spring approaching in March and April, about why enzymes are important to things happening in the spring. We'll be looking at catalase in animal cells versus plant cells, and we're going to explain why temperature and pH would have different effects on enzyme activity. So let me get a sip of my coffee. What are enzymes? Enzymes are something called biological catalysts. Whenever you hear that word catalyst, I think of something that energizes something else. So if you are a catalyst for change, like we heard in the presidential elections, a catalyst for change. You're something that is helping change to happen. So enzymes are biological catalysts. They are substances that increase the speed of chemical reactions. So naturally, inside of your body, you have all kinds of chemical reactions going on. As you just saw me drinking coffee, you can imagine the chemical reactions that are happening to my body as I'm getting the water from it, as I'm taking the caffeine from it, as I'm going through metabolism. And so when an enzyme is present, it takes less energy to start a chemical reaction. So you've got all these chemical reactions that are happening within your body, and normally they would happen pretty slow. That's why our body produces enzymes in order to increase or decrease the activation energy, make it take less energy for those chemical reactions to get started. And so enzymes help us maintain homeostasis. Inside of your body, you've got this natural balance, and that is homeostasis, where your blood sugar is right, your temperature is right, your pH is right, and if at any point in your life your blood sugar is not right, then that's a problem. If it's too high, that causes certain problems. If it's too low, you could pass out. You have a certain temperature in your body. If your temperature gets too low, you start to shake and get the shivers and goosebumps, and you could go into hypothermia and die. If it goes the opposite direction, if your temperature is too high, then you may have a fever, and if your fever gets too high for too long, then it can cause the proteins in your body to denature or break apart, and if that happens, you're toast as well. So our bodies are really amazing in that they're struggling to keep us at this homeostasis. There's this battle going on within your body to make you at this even kilter. So it's pretty amazing that our bodies actually do that. We are complicated beasts. And so enzymes also facilitate metabolism. So metabolism has to do with you taking in vitamins and minerals and food macromolecules like lipids and starches and sugars and proteins, and you using those things for energy. And if you weren't eating, if you were to starve yourself, eventually your cells wouldn't have any energy to go about doing their processes, and cell death eventually equals you death.